like the music I wasn't listening to like no mainstream. So, in that factor, I kind of discovered like different like underground producers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I paid more attention to the Dillas and the Mad Libs and the Ninth Wonders and stuff like that. Picked up techniques from them. So, like my core, like in the beginning, I was making like the soulful joints to like really underground joints. Fast forward later, people, you know what I'm saying, getting in your head and shit like that, saying like, yo, you should do beats like this. You should make shit for the shorties. You should make shit like this for the clubs. And it got in my head, and I don't regret it, you know what I'm saying, because I picked up a different technique. So I said, you know what, let me switch my shit up. Now, I never changed like how I sample and shit like that. I always kept that Kareem, you know what I'm saying, but maybe add an 808 or some trap drums or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So me picking up that technique, I don't regret it at all.
Fuck your life. You watching Hip Hop Gems TV, you heard?
Yo. Y'all know what it is, man. Yet another edition of Hip Hop Gems TV. And, you know, the intro stays the same, man. If y'all know this face, well, y'all should know who the fuck I am by now. No hat today, so y'all already know how we rocking. I got my guy, Kareem Scott here.
Good looking. What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Thanks for having me.
Nah, man, you already know. You only come here if you put in that work, so
Appreciate
you here for
it, man.
a reason,
Appreciate
my brother.
it,
How
man.
are you?
Right now, man, I'm good, man.
Originally, you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Bed-Stuy by way of Fort Greene.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've been in the style for the majority of my life, but my earlier years was in the Fort, you know what I mean?
Dope shit.
Yeah.
Was that where your journey into producing started?
My producing journey started, I was living in the style. Like I said, I was living there for the majority of my life. It started, man, like post 9/11, you know what I'm saying? Like the Blueprint dropped, and that album, man, I was just blown away by the production, you know what I'm saying? You know, we got Just Blaze, Bank, but one in particular, you know what I'm saying, was Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Because he was fresh, his name was fresh, you know what I'm saying? You heard of Bank, Just, he had previous work, you heard him on Pun Joint, Killer Priest Joint, but Kanye, man, was the one, and you previously saw his joint on The Truth, but his name wasn't really out there yet, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, I was just blown away by his production and shit, man, and that kind of sparked off, not initially sparked off, because at that time, you know what I'm saying, like, this is 01, I ain't gonna front, man, I was rhyming, you know what I'm saying,
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah, man, I had a book of rhymes and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, but I met my man P, P's from Queens.
Shout out to the town.
Shout out to Queens, man, shout out to Queens, I love Queens. I met my man P, and at the time, I was finishing trying to get my credits, so I get my diploma and shit.
Okay.
So me and P, we was this alternative high school. Now he's in the back of the class, I'm in the back of the class, and I hear him chopping up with my other man. It was talking about the latest rap shit, you know what I'm saying? Not eavesdropping, but you hear, you know what I'm saying? And I heard him mention that he rapped and shit like that. I was like, you rap? I was like, yeah, I rap. He was like, I make beats too. I was like, you make beats? And you don't hear that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you usually hear people rapping and stuff like, so I'm thinking like, you got to, and I'm like, what you do? You know what I'm saying? So I use Fruity Loops. I'm like, Fruity Loops? Like, the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what that was. He was like, nah, man, I make my shit on my computer. I'm like, word? Computer's not even like a household item at this time and shit. Like, if you got it, you got dial-up and shit like that. That was a luxury too in itself. You know what I'm saying?
So, I had dial-up, so I know.
We all had dial-up, you know what I'm saying?
So I definitely know.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, that kind of sparked it in my brain. I'm like, damn, this thing make beats too? And I was always fascinated with production and shit like that. And one day, me and my main man, Mardi Gras, shout out to Mardi Gras, we on, what strip we was on? We was on Graham Avenue, right? And we was walking the strip, whatever, and it was like a game store. It was right next to, what's that shit? Hyperactive.
Shout out to Hyperactive.
Shout out to Hyperactive. Shout out to
old York. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we go in the game store, see what's in there, and I looked at the joints. You know, like the section they had like the cheap games and shit, and I'm peeping in the little display, and I see the MTV music generator, and I'm looking at them. Oh shit! I think I can make beats on it. You know what I'm saying? So I wound up copping it. I don't think I paid like. The time, shit, I don't even think I paid $30 for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I took it home, and I ain't really jumped like straight into production because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, you know what I'm saying? So But what I was doing at the time, I would take like beats and shit, and if it's like a little, if they let the beat breathe, I'll make a loop out of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So I started doing that. You know what I'm saying? Make a little instrumental of something before I even started making with the beats. Fast forward, you know, the first beats you kick out. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn, it should be whack. You know what I'm saying? And you try to emulate, you know what I'm saying, whoever you fuck with, you know what I'm saying? I remember, you know what I'm saying, trying to emulate Swiss or a Timbo or Just Blaze or et cetera, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, the factory sounds on there was kind of trash. So back to when I told you I was rhyming and shit, I used to cop like DJ Boom with the instrumentals and shit. So if somebody left like a snare or a kick open, I would yap that. I would, you know what I'm saying? I would take it and sample it and use it, you know what I'm saying, on the joint. So I won't have to use the factory sounds that they provided. So I'm getting better and better and stuff like that. And I don't know, man, I just found my shit, man. Just doing the samples. I would go to like Music Factory, go like the OD section of like CDs, like have like a bundle of CDs for whatever price it is, cop them joints, you know what I'm saying, so I can sample. And that's how it started, man, as far as like my journey as a producer, man. And eventually I got better and better. The downside of that shit, man, like I said, I was making my joint on a music generator. Now, if you know a Sony device as far as like the game consoles, once the joint get obsolete, they stop supporting it, and then the new shit, that's what they support. So this is a game from PlayStation 1. PlayStation 2 was out at this time. So they stopped supporting that shit. So they stopped making memory cards. I had to go on eBay like to get memory cards to store my beats and shit. I went on like mad hiatuses and shit, like just droughts of me not making beats because a nigga ain't have no memory cards, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward towards that, I came to a halt when I did kind of completely stop using that. My man, I finally got a computer. No, let me bring it back. I bought the MPC. I bought the 3000, the Roger Lynn joint. You know what I'm saying? I came into some bread. My man GT, and shout out to GT from BX. He said, yo. He got a deep voice. Said, yo, this the shit that Dr. Dre used right here. You know what I'm saying? So I copped the 3000, and I had it. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't do nothing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to let him borrow it. Like, hey, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I wound up getting that back, man. And I fuck with eBay. I was been fucking with eBay like for eons ago. You know what I mean? So what I did, I sold the MP on eBay. I'm getting questions and shit. People like, does the backlight work? I'm like, backlight? I don't know. I probably would have got more bread for it. I remember the day it sold, the fucking backlight works. I probably would have got more bread for it. So the bread I used for that, I caught my computer, a little Dell joint, you know what I'm saying? And with that, my man, he got like a cracked version of FL8, Fruity Loops 8. So that was like my first introduction to Fruity Loops. And when I got to that, I saw how it was so familiar. I'm like, this shit is like the generator, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of caught on to that shit quick. You know what I mean? So making beats on that, you know what I mean? Downloading like different drum kits and shit like that, because you know the fact, like I said, the factory drums they usually set you up with is trash, you know what I'm saying? So started off with 8, went to 9, and I went to 10, the producer's version. I'm still using 10. I didn't even graduate from that. That's like Old Faithful, so that's what I've been cooking up with that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Dope. That's a hell of a story,
nigga. Right? You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, that's good though, because that's good to hear, because a lot of people like kind of, I'm not gonna say they skip over certain things. I think the answer can be like sometimes like vague for a lot of people. Like, yeah, you know, I just kind of got him. So like, you really went into like your whole, your whole
you know, yeah, man.
And
Like I said, and even the fact of me like being like a. Cause I don't think I aspired to be an MC, but you know, nigga had raps and shit, you know what I'm saying? But that helped me, you know what I'm saying, in my process of making beats. I didn't learn how to count 16s until I started making beats, you know what I'm saying? Niggas had mad random raps and shit with no standard format, you know what I mean? Like I said, I learned how to count bars when I started producing.
Got you. That's dope shit, bro. Tell us about finding your right sound though, man. About getting that sound of yours, because I feel like every producer has their own sound.
A sound, man, it's weird, man. Like I said, I just remember like back in the days, man, just copying certain albums just because said producer did a track or two on it or whatever, you know what I mean? And During my journey as a producer, I just study different techniques. You know what I'm saying? Like different techniques that different producers use, and that's how I utilize how I make my shit. I don't really go in there when I hear a sample or whatever. I don't go in there and say, I want my shit to sound like this. It just whatever, you know what I mean, the sample brings out of me, or whatever it speaks to me and tells me what to do. And when it tells me what to do, I just use the techniques that I've learned from whomever, and I utilize it that way. Sometimes I may use multiple techniques and shit like that from different people that I've studied, you know what I mean?
Oh shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah, no method to the madness, man. You know what I mean?
I think that's amazing to hear, though, because the samples, or even just like different kind of styles and different kind of techniques, different kind of sounds, I think it kind of brings out the best of a producer. You know, and I think that is important to a listener like myself. It's like, I think hearing just from each different style, from anyone, I think it's important because you can kind of go into different projects already kind of knowing what to expect. You already know this nigga about to deliver some shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Is there any artists that you would like to work with?
Work with?
Yeah.
I got a list, man. Depends. On a bigger scale, you know, the greats, you know what I'm saying? Like a Hove, of course, you know what I'm saying? Nas, Cole, Kendrick, Drake, you know what I mean? On a different scale, I could say, shit. I guess I can say this, you know what I'm saying? Because I think this is attainable. I got dope shit, you know what I mean? Somebody like Boldy, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of my favorite niggas right now. I know he's not a new act, you know what I'm saying? Boldy's fire. A Daniel-son, you know what I'm saying?
Daniel-son is another good one.
My dude.
Yeah,
man.
Another good one.
Who else, man? I'm just trying to name, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do the higher ups. Let me see. I named them two. Shit. Kind of stuck. Oh, shit. Homie, from the X. David James.
Shout out David James.
He gets busy, man.
Yeah, he's fire.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I gotta get him up here.
Shit, him. Shit is not off the top of my dome right now, man. I'm sorry.
Nah, I definitely wanted to get a feel of.
Yeah, it's like the people on the up and up, and people that's bubbling and shit, man.
Absolutely.
People I'm just fans of, just naturally, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll get into this project, man, that you had just dropped, and working with I dead don't want to say this nigga's name.
Ryz Hope, man. Ryz Hope. Yeah.
So tell us about working on Across the Water.
Okay, Cross Waters, man.
The title is fire, by the way.
Yeah, man. Across Waters. Me and Ryz, it's funny that you mention this. We're talking about the wonders of the internet. I don't know when or what point I started following him or he started following me, but it was like on a late night, you know what I mean? And I'm at work. It's like my last break. It was after hours and shit like that. And this is like post-pandemic, you know what I mean? And I stumbled across his live. I don't even be honest, I don't even be watching niggas live unless I know you got something, you know what I'm saying, that you about to do, whatever the case may be. So I stumbled on his live and I'm listening. He's playing like unreleased joints, I'm saying, from his catalog. And you know, it's a time difference, so it's after hours where I'm at. And so I'm like, oh shit, dude got some shit. So I hit him up in a live. I'm like, yo, send me an email, man. I'm going to send you like 5 joints. You want to play them on your live. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what you think. He was like, all right, bet. I sent him like 5 joints. You know what I'm saying? He played on his live. I was like, 5 for 5. You know what I'm saying? From the field. And that's how it started from there. And he ended his live and inside the, you know what I mean, the inbox, we just chopped it up. Politic was like, yo, man, you got some shit, man. And I had his email and I would just continue sending him joints, man. And he got to set up, you know what I'm saying, his crib. So he was sending me joints back. He sent me joints back like quick. And there was a few joints. I'm like, oh shit, I think we got something, you know what I mean? So with that, he sent him more joints, man. And I was like, yo, I hit him up, man. And I was like, yo, I think we can do something like real shit, like no bullshit. And he was like, yo, man, I feel the same way. So we continue to knock shit out, you know what I mean? And I came to like a conclusion of the joints, man, like the sequencing and everything. Like that was me, man. Out of all the songs I picked that it was like shit that we ain't even released that didn't make it to the cut. So I picked out everything. And we was like at the end of it and I'm like, damn, we need an intro. And I made this beat the other day prior to me sending it to him. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna send it to him. I think I sent him the version, because I made 2 versions. I made a version of the intro with drums, and I'm like, let me take out the drums. When I took out the drums, okay, this got potential. This got intro potential. You know what I'm saying? So I sent it to him. He sent it back. That was the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? And that was everything. You know what I'm saying? As far as like completion. So once everything got completed, you know what I'm saying, I took all the stems and stuff that he sent back to me, to my engineer, and that's what it was, man. And we worked magic, man. We put out a dope project.
Yeah, understatement. Project was definitely fire. Shout out to Ryz Hope.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
Shout out to yourself.
Shout out to Ryz, man.
Absolutely putting that together. Was that like one of the first projects that you worked with like an artist to like on a yo, we working together to put like this
to bring you back, you know what I'm saying? I never mentioned this. I'm saying shout out to my homegirl, Nello Lucci, you know what I'm saying, one of my closest friends. We did a project. That was actually the first project I actually worked on. And I think did Sham have something on it? I'm not sure. My other producer, homeboy Sham, he might have had a track on there, but I produced the majority of it. But as far as like being hands-on, this was like the first project with Across Waters, me being hands-on to it. You know what I mean? But I've worked with, like I said, my homegirl Nella Lucia. We got tons of stuff through her catalog that I've done. We got tons of unreleased shit. You know what I'm saying? That was like my home-based person. That was like my go-to person who would knock it out. Like I said, I got a lot of people got my beats just sitting in they email, just dwelling in there, you know what I'm saying? But she was knocking them out, you know what I'm saying?
Do you prefer that? Do you prefer to work with an artist on a one-to-one, or do you prefer, like, would you rather make, like, compilation projects, like, with a group of different artists?
Funny you say that, because I do plan on doing a compilation, man. Don't hold me to this. I mean, my next joint may be a compilation, it might not be, but I do aspire to have a compilation project. But which one I prefer? I prefer doing them with one artist, because it brings different shit out of you. Yeah. Every artist is different, you know what I mean? So what I do with Ryz won't be the same shit I do with Nello or whomever, you know what I mean?
Got you. What do you feel like the qualities of a great producer is?
Quality of a great producer, let me see. Qualities of a great producer. You got to be, my opinion, I think you got to be like well-rounded. You can't just, within my journey of being a producer, like I said, I've studied so many different techniques from different producers. And when I started out, like I said, I was inspired by the Blueprint. And it was a time, like the music I wasn't listening to like no mainstream. So, and that factor, I kind of discovered like different like underground producers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I paid more attention to the Dillas and the Mad Libs and the Ninth Wonders and stuff like that. Picked up techniques from them. So, like my core, like in the beginning, I was making like the soulful joints to like really underground joints. Fast forward later, people, you know what I'm saying, getting in your head and shit like that, saying like, yo, you should do beats like this. You should make shit for the shorties. You should make shit like this for the clubs. And it got in my head, and I don't regret it, you know what I'm saying, because I picked up a different technique. So I said, you know what, let me switch my shit up. Now, I never changed like how I sample and shit like that. I always kept that Kareem, you know what I'm saying, but maybe add an 808 or some trap drums or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So me picking up that technique, I don't regret it at all. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of was applied on my first project. If you listen to that, it was more new age, but I still kept it Kareem as far as like how I sampled and shit like that. But the sound was new age and stuff like that. How I use 808s and certain filters and stuff like that. But back to what you said, to be well rounded, I just think just not be a one trick pony. You gotta have other shit in your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, fucking Bruce Lee, man, one of my idols. I'm saying, like, one of his techniques was Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do, you know what I'm saying, was shit. You tussle with somebody, you might have to grapple. You know what I'm saying? You might might not just be using kung fu. You know what I'm saying?
Or so, Chinese boxing, as he absolutely,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So just factors of being a good producer. I think one of the factors is being well rounded. You know what I'm saying? You can have your lane. You know what I'm saying, but sometimes, like working with an artist, you can bring that artist to your lane, or if you, like I said, if you well rounded, you can come to that person, or shit, y'all can meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go too far on their side. They ain't got to go too far on your side. Y'all can find a common ground, a nice little medium, you know what I'm saying, to where y'all can, you know what I'm saying, knock some shit out, you know what I mean?
When you worked with Ryz, were you familiar with his work before?
I did my homework, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, prior to me, I don't even remember what point I followed him or he followed me. I stumbled on his live, and once we was kicking shit out, I did my homework on him, and he got some shit, man, in the tuck, man, and I saw his progression as far as his journey as an MC, man, and he's always been dope. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, though. Shout out to him also, being that we weren't physically present.
Right, because he's
shout
overseas.
out, shout out to him for I think this nigga all the time. I speak to him like, yo, man, thanks for putting your trust in the nigga. You know what I'm saying? For letting me, you know what I'm saying, just work this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, he had his input. You know what I'm saying? But this was like me doing my workings and stuff like that.
So you producing, it sound like you producing, you pretty much like
curating. The whole shit, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, shit, man, give yourself more credit than that, nigga, because that you put together a dope-ass project,
Thank you.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas can't do that. You know what I mean? You putting
You're
together,
right, man.
As my nigga Spanish Ran like to say.
Shout out to Ran, man. Shout out to Ran.
Shout out to Spanish fucking Ran. That's my guy.
One of my favorite interviews on this shit, man.
Oh, word?
Like, yeah, man, his story is dope, man.
Amazing.
Like, from like the Rock Nation shit, man, and yeah, man. Shout out to Ran, man. His
shout
kid,
out Spanish
you know
Ran and the whole fucking church. Those
yo.
are the guys. As he like to say, man, being able to put together a score. You know what I'm saying? And like having things just kind of go like sonically, like, you know, the sound having it be, I don't want to misquote him, but having it be like, you know, for the listener to have it be like, okay, yo, this shit is dope. Like, this is fire. Yeah. And like just kind of like putting that together, like, way to make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Sequencing is everything, man.
Absolutely.
Your shit could be, you know what I'm saying, like scattered everywhere, man, and it's not like cohesive, you know what I'm saying? That'll fuck up your project, you know what I'm saying? But when the shit just flows, like shit, even to take you to like my instrumental projects, when I released my instrumental projects, I released it as if I was still rapping. I don't think you get what I'm saying, but like, let me explain, like, I sequence it as if I was putting out a rap album with vocals and shit on it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So
impressive, brother.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to take that road?
I don't know. I guess another factor of me being a former MC, man, that came into play, and that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like with my ear, I'm like, okay, this should be an intro, you know what I'm saying? This is where it climaxes, and this is where, you know what I'm saying, make it decline, and this is where you end off at, you know what I mean?
I think that shit is just so fire, being able to be an MC, a former MC. And
yo, most of real talk, most of like the dope producers, you know what I'm saying? They dabbled in the MC shit, you know what I'm saying? In some kind of capacity, you know what I mean?
Word up. Yo, man, this is part of the show, Kareem. We give us a gem, brother.
The gem, man, real talk, it's real simple and as cliche as it sounds, man. Like, no, don't give up, man. You may have like doors closed and you may fumble opportunities, man, but don't let that shit stop you, man. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while. You know what I mean? It was a point where I stopped, the point where a nigga wasn't even focused, but me just picking it back up, man. It's like a sport, man. It's weird. After dropping my first project, it was like, oh, I like this shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like a high and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm gonna try to drop something every year. Don't hold me to that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to drop something every year. But like I said, man, just keep going, man. And in that also, you gotta, in your journey of keep going, you gotta know where you are in life. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to go over, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, what's the word I'm trying to say? You can watch the game, you know what I'm saying? But, like, run your own race, you know what I'm saying? Run your own race.
Factory, bro.
You know what I mean?
Dope-ass gem, brother. Ladies and gentlemen,
you.
excuse me, that's Kareem Scott.
Yo, man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man.
You know that, man. It's nothing. Appreciate you, brother. Y'all go check out Across the Water. And I want to shout out my guy, Joe. This nigga is fucking Basquiat down.
Shout out to Joe, man. And good brother Joe.
The good brother Joe. Into the fucking socks, nigga. HHGTV.